Okay, so why don't you introduce yourself? Tell me your name, your tag, and where you're from.
Sure. My name's Anthony. My tag is weeeoop. And I'm from SoCal. Uh, well, generally in California, but yes, from SoCal.
Any specific city?
I was born in San Jose, but I lived in Irvine for more of my life.
Hmm, okay. Are you a student? And if so, what's your year and major?
Yeah. So right now I'm a student. I'm a fifth year master's. I also did undergrad at Berkeley. Both of them is mechanical engineering. So right now I'm doing my MS in mechanical engineering.
And are you graduating soon?
Yeah, I'm graduating next month.
So let's start talking about your fighting game journey.
Yeah.
When did you first start playing fighting games, and what was your first game?
I honestly don't really remember. I started playing Smash Melee first in high school, and then eventually, one of my friends got me playing. I believe it was Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3 was my first game. I did not really like it. It was very hard. Yeah, and
Tough
then
first game.
yeah, that was a very tough first game. I believe that was my first game ever.
Was it like 2017, 18, something like that?
It was before COVID, probably around 19 or 18. Yeah. Don't particularly remember because yeah, I didn't really get into fighting games too much after like after COVID-ish.
So if you didn't like Marvel that much, then why did you play fighting games?
I didn't really. My friends actually bought me Marvel vs. Capcom 3 to play, and then they bought me Plus R, which I did play a lot. I
Mm.
think that's my most played fighting game still,
Mhm.
and that was the first game I played. And then I also had Street Fighter Third Strike on Fightcade. I also played that a lot, but I couldn't do half circles on keyboard, so I didn't really play that much since my character required it.
So you started playing on keyboard.
Yeah.
Are you still on like leverless or?
Well, now I do just because it's easier to carry around a hitbox, but I like the stick more. Um, so yeah, I can do both. I can play keyboard, hitbox, and the stick. I prefer stick, but I can do whatever.
Okay, so after Third Strike, after Plus R, let's like rapid fire. What other games have you tried or put time into?
Um, I actually tried multi AACC a long time ago, but just a little bit because I saw one of my Discord friends playing it. I was curious, and that was before I even really knew much about fighting games. It wasn't until like when we started playing that I was like, oh wait, I recognize this game. So I played that one
Mm.
before. Um, I tried a bit of Exerd, didn't really get into it. I didn't really play much of the other fighting games, really, honestly. I just played Plus R for pretty much my entire time until Strive came out. Then I decided to get Strive to try it. I didn't really like it. I think I also got Street Fighter 6. Well, I got Street Fighter 5 first,
Yeah.
like half a year before Street Fighter 6 got announced. So I didn't play that. But then I tried 6. Just played it for a little bit. Played 4 Ultra. Tekken 8 came out. I got Tekken 7 right before Tekken 8 came out because it was on sale. No one played it though.
Yeah.
So then I got Tekken 8. People got playing, so I managed to get onto that.
Mhm.
Um, and then throughout that time, also played some a bunch of random other games like Mousy Blood, a little bit of Type Lumina, and stopped. A little bit of like some old Tekken Tag and stopped, and kind of just went around with that.
Do you have a favorite fighting game?
um, Not really actually.
The way you
I
talk about it makes it sound like Plus R is your favorite. At
Yeah,
least.
Plus R was definitely my favorite. The only problem is I don't think I would ever play most of the fighting games I play at a high level. I feel like most of them they get to a point where I really feel like it's not really like fair. I think it kind of has like the same feeling as like Melee, where if you get to a high level, I feel like it's not that fun anymore.
Uh,
So I haven't been able to really find a game where I felt like it's fun at a very high level.
what
So
about favorite character? Do you have one of those?
favorite character. Um. Oh yeah, I also played a lot of KOF. I like Shermie and
Mhm.
Clark in KOF 98. assure me more in the other games because they changed Clark a bit. I like the grapplers in KOF a lot. They're very
Yeah, they're
fluid and
fucked
fun.
up. Yeah.
Yes, yeah, I like KOF a lot. So that one definitely. I think I would say KOF would be one of my favorite games if
Mhm.
I put more time into it. But yeah,
Yeah.
I haven't actually done that. So
KOF's like one of the only games where I would play a grappler because they're just
yeah,
they're actual characters that
yeah,
can
they're
run
like
around. Just
regular characters
yeah,
you can combo into command
yeah.
grabs. It's actually really cool. Yeah.
I think I mainly associate you with like the ninja or the technical type
Yes.
characters like
Yeah.
Ibuki, like Chip,
Yes, I do play
and then
them.
you play a lot of like weirdo characters.
Yes,
Like you play On
unorthodox.
Hell, like who else? You play Lychee,
Yeah.
like these kind of really technical execution characters. Why do
hmm
you lean towards those characters?
Um, I don't know. I just play like more. I think at first because I actually when I started playing fighting games, I literally spent like 90% of the time in training mode
Hmm.
because doing combos. Well, mainly also because it was plus R.
Hmm.
Combos were fun.
Yeah,
And so trying to do harder combos was more of my interest in fighting games in the beginning than like actually playing people. And so now that's sort of like kind of just continued. Like when I play a fighting game, it's I find it more like easier to pick a easy character to get into the game now rather than just try to go hardcore. Um, but at the end of the day, I still feel like a lot of enjoyment from like figuring out cool combos, figuring out like high execution or like if I can do something really sick in a short amount of time, it feels great. So they tend to be more unorthodox, I would say, characters that require those things and just so happens to be in those sort of categories.
yeah. You're a lab monster. I've seen you do some crazy shit in fighting games.
I think it's fun.
Let's see. How would you describe your playstyle?
Playstyle.
Yeah.
Um, Probably a bit more like unorthodox, I would say. I wouldn't say like it's random. Like you could totally read me for sure if you
Hmm.
play against me. But like unorthodox in like I like games where you can have multiple solutions to an option
Hmm.
and I like to find like the lesser used options. I think it's fun to be like, oh, normally someone would DP here, but like I would like to like, you know, dash under and an air dash over and mix you up instead of doing a perfect punish. I want to do something more interesting. I just think it's a lot more fun to do that. I'll try to go for like a riskier, but like maybe more swag or more
Yeah.
interesting options. So I just tend to go for that. I would say that's more like my playstyle.
Yeah, that makes sense given the games and the characters you just listed.
Yeah.
Like, I think Strive is like really not your kind of game, like Street
No,
Fighter 6
yeah.
or 5.
It was really hard when I picked up Chip. I was like, I need the teleports. Like
Yeah.
I like Chip and Plus Star where I could teleport FRC, fly across the stage, and they're like, all right, what are you doing, bro?
So moving along with your fighting game journey, how
Yeah.
did you hear about this club and how'd you join it?
Actually, it was sophomore year, so like 4 years ago, that a friend introduced me into the club. Well, a friend heard about it from someone. I forget who in the club, we heard it from, but it was when they were in Latimer, in the
Yeah.
old building, and then so I went there, played a couple times. I wasn't really into fighting games at that time either. It's just like I did play fighting games, and I thought
Hmm.
it would be fun to play with people. Um, and I was slightly a part of it while it was then, but not that much. It wasn't until they moved to the esports center that I think it really blew up because there was like a dedicated space and people would a lot and I think more people actually joined at that time
Yeah.
too, so it started to get a little bit big. I think also probably a part of it was like I think Strive came out later, but Type Lumina got people in, and then Strive got a lot of people in. So I think it became a lot more easier to come to the clubs with a lot of those newcomers.
Yeah, I think Strive is responsible for the huge boom, I guess, at the
Yeah,
beginning.
I do have to give it to Strive for really getting it in, and then people would then play Street Fighter 6, and so it really got people into
That
fighting
was that
games.
was 2 years later, so there's like a
Yeah,
big
and
gap.
people still decided to continue playing. They are new,
Yeah.
so I thought that was good. That was a really good one.
Let's see. With some miscellaneous questions,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
to wrap things up.
yeah. No
What
problem.
other games do you like playing?
Like non-fighting,
Yeah, non-fighting games.
non-fighting games. I have a lot of other games I like to play on and off. I don't
Hmm.
really have other games I consistently play. Um, I do play some gacha games like Honkai Star Rail.
Okay, yeah.
That one's more casual because it doesn't actually take that much time. Some shooters once in a while. Card games, Magic, not that much anymore. Some Pokemon, not that much either. Um, What else do I play? I used to play Tetris a lot. Don't play it anymore. Rhythm games I also don't play as much anymore, but I played a lot. Like DDR, I played that a lot. I would say if I could, I would play DDR more. Uh, but I think I like arcade games, like going to the arcade, play
Yeah.
fighting games, and I can also play DDR and some rhythm games. Those kind of games kind of suit me. So I'll say that's like the most around it. Outside of that, like non-video games, I like also like playing board games a lot too.
Like what board game? You got a favorite?
I think I have a favorite actually.
Just give me some examples
But
of
I've
ones you
played
like.
I've played like Catan with my
Mm-hmm.
family. The
Classic.
Search of Planet X is like more of like a guess and rule answers and stuff.
You recommended that one to me.
Yeah, that one's good. I played Scythe with my brother and
Mm-hmm.
sister-in-law recently. That's really fun. Scythe is like pretty big, but
Yeah.
it's cool. I also played Root. Root was fun. It's hard to get
It's
into,
very complex.
but
Yeah.
once you get to it, it's actually not that bad. Just I think it's a lot. I think you really need 4 people for that. I haven't been able to play with 4 people, but from what it looks like, I think 4 people would make it the best. Yeah, Root is fun. There's some small games I play like Carcassonne and like um I have like oh, what's that game I have? Oh, like Sushi Go is also fun. It's like a very fast one. I have a lot of those small card ones as well. That's what I like.
One day we gotta play a board game together.
Yeah, I know. I was saying like we gotta do a board game night sometime. There's no way we can't. So I got some board games. I got Betrayal. I haven't been able to play that
Ah,
recently,
yes.
and it's like my Betrayal's like almost brand new. So I was like, we need to do a board game night. We'll play that game. That'd be fun.
All right. Well, wrapping up, one final question.
Yeah.
So you said you're graduating next year. What are you up to next in life? You have a job lined up? Any
Yeah,
other?
yeah. Well, actually, after graduating, I'm gonna go on a trip to Portugal.
Wow. Nice.
Take a bit of time off with my family, and then start working after that. So then I'll be working in the South Bay, um, be nearby with the fighting game scene. So I'll probably pull up to
Mm,
that. But also like look out to do some other things. Like I probably want to get into climbing because I never seriously got into climbing,
mhm.
or maybe like badminton. I kind of dropped fencing. I don't think I'll continue, but maybe I'll see. I'll see. Probably some sports. I'm gonna go around and do that as well. So, and then maybe do some like 3D printing. I need to buy a 3D printer, but that's sort of where I'm gonna go next.
Yeah, you got an interesting lineup of hobbies.
Yeah, we'll see what I gotta do.
Well, thank you, Anthony.
Yeah,
That's it for our interview.
thank you. I hope you enjoyed it.